We're going to get started. We are recording the presentation today for anyone that has missed it. I am sharing my screen, so you should be able to see that okay. I did mute everyone upon entry, so hopefully we will not get any distractions from anyone joining the call late. I did book it for a full hour. We are not planning a full hour by any stretch. It should take less than 30 minutes. So the purpose of today's training is for all of the agents that work on our corporate business. That would be corporate buyers, and that would also be corporate pre-marketing and inventory. For everyone on the call today, you will start updating your relocation files through the Market Leader Intouch system. So for those of you who may also be on the affinity team, you started updating your files in Market Leader Intouch last fall. It was at the very beginning of October through the Project Connect situation that we started back in October. The difference this time around is you are still getting your leads the same way that you are getting them now. So I'm going to say that again so there's no confusion. You will get your leads the way you're getting your leads today. And that means that Patty Olson will call you, Lori Martinez will call you, they will follow up with paperwork via email, so your leads will come exactly the same way that they're coming now. So that is not a change. The only change for our corporate files is that you will now be updating those files in the Intouch system. And the reason we're doing that is we thought it would make sense to have one central place for you to update all your files. So again, those of you that are working on affinity files with the USAA and our other affinity clients, you are already going into Intouch and updating your files. We're now bringing the corporate team onto the Intouch system for updates as well. If there's paperwork required, such as the ERC BMA form or any home finding update forms, any requests to go into a relocation management company portal to update, none of that will change. That will all stay the same. You'll still get direction from Lori or Patty on how to do that. You'll also just be updating the Intouch system as well, so we will have a record of every transferee file that we have. So it's a pretty simple process. Many of you are using Intouch already. We did roll this out company-wide last February. So it's been in use for a little over a year. We did do some follow-up training, so a lot of this will not be new to many of you, but we did feel that we should give a refresher since we are requiring you to use this system now for corporate updates. Helpful. The demonstration will go through how to log into the Intouch system and how to make an update in the system. And that's really all we're going to go into today. We have done other programs. We do have other taped programs for more extensive training. There's a lot more you can do with Intouch. The help desk on Intouch itself, I'll show you the help tab. You can actually go through training videos and step-by-step processes as well if you're not familiar with sending out a campaign, for example, or adding contacts manually, things like that, but that is not going to be part of today's training. For today's training, you will find your contacts already in Intouch. Starting tomorrow, Lori and Patty will be pushing those leads from ReloSpec, which is our internal system where we track all of our files, into the Intouch system. So once they give you the lead manually, as they do now via phone or email, they will also push it to your Intouch account. So today's training is really just to go in and find that lead and show you how to update it. The next slide here, I can get it to advance. Okay, so you will access Market Leader Intouch through the NRT gateway. You know, very similar to the way you access Intouch now. Most of you, I would say, are probably using the Intouch system. This should not be new to anyone, but we are going to just walk you through it now. The NRT gateway is where you're going to start. It requires your username, which is your email address and password. I'm going to demo it on my system next. And then we're just going to go into the dashboard and we're going to look for the contact. So I'm going to jump out of the PowerPoint presentation for a moment and go into the actual NRT gateway and show you all how you'll access Intouch and how you'll find your contacts. So you can access the NRT gateway, a number of different ways. I usually go to CB Agent Info. It defaults to the NRT gateway. So you can go in any way that you typically go into the gateway. You would put in your username and your password. You will sign into the gateway. And when you're in the gateway, you will see a screen that looks like this. The dashboard is really what we're interested in. And from the dashboard, you can actually access all of your contacts, and that's what you'll be going in to do. You'll be going into your contacts, and you will be updating them on corporate referrals starting tomorrow. So I'm going to click on the dashboard, just as you would. There's a few different ways that you can find your contact. If you click on contacts, that's really the easiest way. You can click on all contacts, and that'll bring you a list of all of the contacts that you have in your database. So the easiest way is to go and search it. So if Lori or Patty gave you the name of a new transferee, they sent you all the paperwork, they pushed the file from ReloSpec where it is on our end to your Intouch account. You know the transferee's name, let's say, is Ayers. We are going to just search by name. I will type it in. I'll hit search, and Diane Ayers will come up as the contact. I left all of these selected just because it pulls everyone. New contacts, anyone that's coded as a hot prospect, warm, cold, sold. I guess you could even have pending, and it would really pull up every contact that you have. But you're really looking for the one contact. So now that I found the contact below, if there were multiple Ayers, it would have Diane Ayers, Debbie Ayers, Joe Ayers. It would list all of the contacts with the same last name. You would have to pick the one that you're looking to update, and you'll click on it, and it'll bring you to the contact page here. And for the contact page, you'll see the details. It has the name of the contact and just some basic information about the contact. Really, what you're most concerned with is the comment section. So the way you're going to update these files is you're just going to add a comment. Each time you add a comment, you need to hit save so that it stays as a permanent record. So I can add a comment here saying, let's see, made initial contact to transferee, left voicemail message. So when you do that, you'll hit save. It keeps a date and time stamp so that we do know you made that initial contact to the transferee. So then what you'll do is when you do finally make contact, you'll go back into the same record. So we'll just do another quick demo. You'll start at the dashboard. Again, you'll log into the gateway. That's how you'll get to the dashboard. You'll click on your contacts. We'll just go into the same contact. It really doesn't matter. You'll come back in. Let's say it's several hours later. You did reach Diane Ayers. So now you will leave a new comment that says, spoke with transferee. Will be coming to the area on Saturday. Set her up on Web Hunter listings, whatever terminology you use. You might use client. I refer to them as transferees. I'm not sure what you call the system here for sending the automatic listings, but set her up on Web Hunter for auto listings. will check back on Friday. Whatever it is that you want to update, you'll put that in, you'll hit save. What that does each time, it not only records the date and timestamp with the actual comment and gives a running list, it actually sends a prompt to Lori or Patty, whoever your contact is that gave you the referral, that a new comment has been made. And so they will know that you put a new comment in. You do not have to email them separately. You do not have to call them separately. Once you put the comment in, they are notified and they are updated. So it's a very simple system to use. Your updating parameters are the same as they are now. You know, if you were required in the past, you know, to do an update on inventory, for example, you know, every 17 days or every 21 days, you'll still get a prompt from Lori and Patty saying an update is due on your marketing, or we would like a home finding update. So that is not changing either. It's going to stay the same. Time frames are the same. The prompts that they give you will be the same. The only difference is when you get that prompt, you won't be emailing them back. You will be going into the system and you'll be putting your update in the comment section. So you get an email from Patty saying, I need an update on the home finding, because, you know, now it's a couple weeks later. You'll go in the same way we went in before. You'll log into the gateway. You'll go to your dashboard, which comes up automatically. You'll go to contacts. You'll go to the contact you're looking for. We're just going to keep using Diane. And you will scroll down the comments and you will put in, let's see, transferees, offer was accepted, pending sale at, you know, whatever it is, 8800 Edinburgh. Way, Parker, wow, it's hard to type for an audience. Sale price, whatever the sale price is, close date, we'll make it April 30th. Whatever you would normally put in your pending sale information to Patty. You know, transaction side commission, I think she requires. Hopefully you'll spell better when you're doing it. It is 2.8%. Whatever you normally do for your update, same on inventory. You know, whatever Lori requires for an update, you would put in there, you know, no new showings, held one open house, you know, whatever it is, offer fell through. So you would put that in the comment section. You have to hit save. It's time stamped. We know that you gave us the pending sale information on March 2nd at 9:48 a.m. And, you know, for the final sale, you would put, you know, sale closed at 10 a.m. today. We'll scan closing statement and other docs. Whatever you normally would send through, you're going to send through. You will not be able to send it through the system. We do need to know that the sale closed, so we do need confirmation. You'll put that in, you'll hit save, and we'll know that it did close, but you do need to scan your sale information, closing statement, whatever else is required, because we do need that documentation for Cardis or whoever the relocation company is. So that doesn't change as well. So just look at it or think about it as the only change is really the way you're going to update files from this point forward. So we're going to pop back into the presentation here. I will take questions at the end. There is a chat box. There is a chat button that you can click on in WebEx and put in a chat message if you have any questions. We will take those all at the end. but I am going to go back into the presentation here. Let's see. Just got a few more pieces to go through. Again, so just some suggestions, very simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Add a comment for all updates. You'll add a comment for the initial contact. You'll add a comment when there's a required update. You'll add a comment when there's a pending sale. You'll add a comment when there's a final sale. So, you know, I guess I'll also go over when maybe it wouldn't make sense to add a comment. You have a situation where you need to contact the third-party company because the buyer did a home inspection and the property has asbestos and may not be eligible for the program. Whatever it is that's out of the norm, better to pick up the phone. You know, pick up the phone and call Lori, send Lori an email, let her know what the situation is. You know, the comment would still work. You could put that in the file. She will be notified. She'll go in and pull the comment. But it's just, you know, we don't want to hinder your communication. We actually want to make it quicker. So, you know, if it's something that's really important that you need a quick answer on, then you just pick up the phone and call and email as you do now. So that's really it as far as the new process for updating files. There is a tech support for Intouch for those of you that are not familiar with the system. There's actually, I told you I would show you this, on your dashboard to the far right, there is a help button, and there's a training and support piece that you can go to as well. And actually, you know what, there's a customer support information phone number here for Market Leader. A lot of times it could be an actual, you know, issue with the gateway or some other help that you need through NRT. You would call NRT. If it's an actual Intouch, you know, support issue, you can call Intouch. But since we do have a few minutes, let me pop out of this again and go back into Intouch just to show you on the dashboard, if I can find it again here, what it actually looks like. So if we go back to the actual dashboard, well, we don't even need to do that. Go to the toolbar at the top, look at help, look at training and support. When you click on training and support, you're going to find a lot of very helpful information. So we'll let that come up. So there's lots of different things on the help tab that you can do. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put in here adding a contact. So let's say you have a contact of your own, your personal sphere, you want to add it into the Intouch system. So just go ahead and use the tool search bar, adding a contact, and you'll get a whole bunch of information. Adding a contact, which is what you asked for, contact status, add a contact to a campaign, edit a contact, manage your contacts, whole bunch of things. I was looking for add a contact, so I'm going to click on that. When I click on add a contact, it's going to pull up a number of different resources, and they typically will have step-by-step directions. So for adding a contact, you can, you know, go through the details here, and it will walk you through how to add a contact. And you can really just go through adding a contact. So, you know, it depends on what you need help with, but there's lots of resources on each of the topics here. There's videos, there's recorded webinars, there's all kinds of things that you can find here in the help desk. So if you have any questions when you're going through this, you can reach out to Lori, reach out to Patty, reach out to myself for, you know, questions on, you know, it's not working, I'm not able to add a contact, I'm not able to add a comment, I can't find my contact. You know, as you're using it, you may have questions. And if it's easier just to call one of us, just call one of us. We could walk you through it. We would not be able to see what you're seeing on your end, but we can generally, you know, help you with that. So that is really it for the presentation. I am going to jump out of the presentation. It is about 9:55, so I did want to keep it to a half an hour. I will stop the sharing piece here, but I will check the chat box now and see if there are any questions that we have. So if anyone does have a question, please use the chat box, and we will take a look here. Okay. One thing that I have here, please let agents know that the third parties that request forms to be filled out for updates still need to be done. So that's a good point. I will make sure everyone has that point again. Make sure that you are using the forms that are given to you. So if there is a specific form, typically on Lori's business, which is the inventory piece, yes, you will get those forms still, and yes, Lori will need them back completed as you're doing now. So that actually, works the exact same way. Another question here. Let's see. Are you saying we don't upload any forms into Homebase anymore? So the good news is that that is exactly what I'm saying. So you will not be uploading forms into Homebase. Well, I take that back. At the end of the process, if you typically upload the closing statement, previously the HUD, the new closing statement or settlement statement, you can still upload that now into Homebase. Lots of folks, are not fans of Homebase, not that familiar with it. Sometimes they have issues with uploading documents. You can certainly still send the closing statement to Lori or Patty. They can upload it for you. So that is one case where you would still want to upload a form into Homebase. Another case, I guess, would be the referral agreement. Typically, we see them signed by the agent and sent back, and Patty and Lori upload them. If you're, into Homebase and you want to upload that yourself after you sign it, you can do that. But there will be very, very little interaction with Homebase. There's just not going to be a lot for you to do in Homebase. So hopefully that makes sense. Another question, will this work for all relocation companies? And the answer is yes. So this is a Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage of Colorado transition that we're making here. It is not, a Cardis requirement or any other relocation company requirement. So, we're not bringing them on board. They will actually have no idea that we're doing this. This is an internal process for all of you to communicate with us your updates. So yes, this will work, and this will be asked of for you for every relo company. Keeping in mind that, if you're working on a Serva property or you're working on a Brookfield and they have a portal or they have something else that you need to update and you're given those instructions by Lori or Patty, you'll get those same instructions today as you did yesterday. That won't change. So any specific relo company requirements will stay the same, and the instructions will still come from Lori and Patty on what to do. So, keep that in mind as well. So it's just about 10 o'clock. If there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them in the chat box. I'm glad that several of you were able to use the chat box and get your questions over. It's much easier than having the background noise with the lines unmuted. So hopefully that worked for everyone. We have recorded this session. We will be sending it out to everyone after the recording is completed. So you will have this to go back through. You can certainly call me or email me separately as well if you had a specific question. But with that, just a reminder again, starting tomorrow, you will see your contacts starting on March 3rd for your corporate listings, corporate pre-marketing, and corporate buyers in your Intouch database. So please look for the contacts starting tomorrow and update your contacts that way. So that is it for me. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you on this. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye-bye.